Good Thursday to you. We've some terrific stories for you today on Ag AM in Kansas. Here's what's coming up.
Today on our Horsing Around segment, Dr. Chris Blevins visits with Dr. Jim Lillick, an equine specialty surgeon at K-State's Veterinary Health Center, about lameness in foals. Learn what issues owners should be on the lookout for and why it's important to catch these problems early. Then Brian Holman is back in Osage City at the Smoke in the Spring barbecue competition, where he talks with contestants about what they like best about this annual event. Closed captioning brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff Progress, powered by Kansas farmers. This segment is brought to you by Roy Fry Western Lifestyles, dressing Northeast Kansas their Western best for almost 60 years.
Hello and welcome to Horsing Around. I'm Dr. Chris Blevins here at Kansas State University Veterinary Health Center, and I am joined today by one of our equine specialty surgeons here at Kansas State University Veterinary Health Center, Dr. Jim Lillick. And today we're going to talk about a topic that a lot of owners may be concerned with, or at least something to be aware of, will be that of foals and lameness of a foal, and maybe if it'd be a septic arthritis or something like that. Dr. Lillick, I guess one of the things that owners, I guess what is kind of the biggest concern when they first come to you? What are they usually saying that's maybe wrong with their foal, or is their concern initially that might warrant further investigation?
Yeah, it's a timely question for this time of year. So we get a variety of histories with horses that are admitted here at our health center. I think our biggest concern is when we hear a history of a foal that was recently born and then all of a sudden is acutely lame. So that pretty much raises a red flag. And there's some breeders that are extremely well managed, so they recognize mare and foal problems quickly, and they observe them every day. And then there's some that aren't, that the mare has the foal in the pasture and everything's great. I think it's wonderful that mare and baby are traipsing through the pasture and there's not a problem. But if I hear a history of foal great when born, up nursed, doesn't seem like there was a problem, but they weren't sure if it did nurse, and then lame shortly after a few days of life, it concerns me greatly that the horses or the foal has actually got more of a severe problem than just simple mare trauma, which is very uncommon. Mares are very good with their foals, and given the size disparity, you wouldn't necessarily think that. It is something that an owner believes happened, but usually does not happen. You can watch the very massive mare next to its baby, and it knows exactly where it's at in the stall at all times. That is an uncommon thing. So
stepping on a foal is
not
rare.
Something that we would really appreciate. So a lame foal is a problem. It more likely is more of a severe issue than just a simple I'm going to walk out of it, I'll feel better tomorrow, I just injured myself or I bumped myself. Those babies are so plastic and easy to, and so limber, and you think, oh my goodness, how are they going to stand up with those legs? But they do. And in a very short period of time, those foals are pretty coordinated. So that's probably not the issue unless they actually saw it happen. So my biggest concern is if I hear lame foal, we immediately think I've got a navel ill problem. So I need to look at and do a good physical exam on the foal, make sure that the thorax sounds great, check the umbilical region to make sure that there is no drainage or exudate coming from the belly button. And we virtually do the tip of the nose to the tip of the tail, and on the orthopedic service we'll palpate every joint that is predisposed to having septic arthritis develop. So that's going to be stifle, hock, and fetlock joint. The other joints are pretty uncommon.
So you're talking about just infection within joints that can be different things can get there as far as systemically and those kind of aspects. I think when we come back from break, we'll get a little bit more in depth about some of that aspect and maybe what an owner should be looking for, at least a lameness when they're looking at their foal would be something they need to know. I'm Dr. Chris Blevins here at the Veterinary Health Center at Kansas State University. We're in Horsing Around, and we'll be back here shortly.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
ValleyVet.com, ValleyVet.com, Valley Vet Supply.
This segment is brought to you by Tarwater Farm and Home. Come on by, we'll treat you like family.
This hog is Hanover hoof for meal made from U.S. soybeans. Now, one hog isn't that impressive, but suppose we add another, and another, and another. Before long, you've got billions of hungry customers around the world all clamoring for the same thing. Our soybeans. Learn more about the billion-dollar appetite of animal agriculture at BeyondTheElevator.com. Brought to you by America's soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Now another gardening tip with Annette Jackson.
For the greenest, healthiest, weed-free lawn in your neighborhood, the Fertilome Lawn Care program is the best. Fertilome Lawn Care products provide your lawn with the exact ingredients for proper fertilization and weed prevention. Jackson's friendly staff will call you and let you know when to apply the next step. We can also do it for you, so call or stop in now.
The Fertilome Lawn Care program is still available at last year's prices, but hurry, time is limited.
Roy Fry Western Lifestyles brings the cowboy or cowgirl out in all of us. With a huge selection of must-have items, it doesn't matter if you're shopping for your horse, picking up some Western accessories to add that rustic charm to your home, or simply treating yourself. The knowledge and expertise to dress you your Western best is right here at Roy Fry Western Lifestyles, Highway 24 and Kansas Avenue in Topeka.
This segment is brought to you by Santa Fe Trail Meats in Overbrook. Stop by or visit us at sftmeats.com.
Welcome back to Horsing Around. I'm Dr. Chris Blevins here at Kansas State University Veterinary Health Center, and again joined by our equine specialist in surgery, Dr. Jim Lillick, here at the Veterinary Health Center at Kansas State University. Just like before we went to break, we were talking about foal lamenesses and septic arthritis or infection within joints. And I think one of the things that at least owners need to pay attention to is how do they understand what a lameness may look like? Maybe they're a new owner of a foal and they've never seen that. What should they be looking for as far as obviously what they might show limping, but swelling, heat, or anything?
Limping is probably the first thing that they recognize. Foals might walk pretty reasonably symmetric, meaning they'll place enough weight on all of the legs, but once they're asked to move out and keep up with mom, they might actually pick up one of the injured legs and carry it, so they'll pack the leg. From that point on, and then the diagnosis, or you know which leg obviously is affected, then you circle and zero in on the areas that they're predisposed. So the joints can be seeded with bacteria, and then it comes from the navel or the thorax. It's hematogenous, so through the bloodstream it finds its way to the joint. It likes the joint. It's a developing area that has kind of an end-stage blood supply, so it's not recycling. It's just delivering products to the joint so the foal can grow. So that's both in joint and at the end of a long bone, and that's for getting the foal taller and bigger. So about the first thing you recognize after the lameness, and you zero in on which leg, is to palpate a joint, and you're looking for swelling in the leg. You are looking for effusion in the joint, which is fluid accumulation within the joint space itself in the joint capsule. They're painful on palpation, so when you squeeze it, they don't care for it. There's obviously a they'll resent you putting extra pressure on it. And the range of the motion of the joint, meaning if we flex and extend joint or try to see if there's some sort of instability, they don't like that as well. The joint's full of fluid, and they'll carry it in a certain position because it's comfortable for them. But when you put it in maximum range of motion, meaning flex the ankle or the knee or the hock or the stifle, that's when they'll really withdraw it, and you can tell that the pain has been exacerbated. Okay. So heat and edema or swelling around the leg, effusion in the joint space, and in the joint compartment or in and around joints where long bones make a turn, that's where the joint's at, is probably the first thing that they really need to look at, and then get on the phone and call somebody. Because with aggressive therapy, even if it's a couple of joints, with aggressive therapy, we can clear an infection and we can get the horse to be athletically sound as an adult. If you wait too much longer and let that infection sit in and go to the bone, then we have a chance of actually losing the foal, and the salvaging of the foal might be difficult to do because we're destroying a developing joint. And if we can clear the joint and get the joint back to a normal environment, so clear it of all infection, then the foal develops normally and we should have no long-term consequences. If we lose cartilage or bone, then our athletic ability is obviously going to be far less than what the owners probably would like in the long run. And that's the reason why we're raising foals, is we're selling a product, or we're developing an athlete, or we're going to develop a companion that can be used in a number of circumstances. So there's been very many famous racehorses that have had poor starts as babies that have gotten over this and gone on to do great things. And the top winning thoroughbred was one of those horses.
And I think that's a good point. Sooner than later, when they notice these things, get your veterinarian involved. Well, thank you, Dr. Lillick, for all the information you give us about these foals and helping all the foals you do here in Kansas. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to give us a call here at the vet school. I'm Dr. Chris Blevins here at Kansas State University Veterinary Health Center, and we'll see you around.
Ag AM in Kansas is brought to you in part by the Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers.
We've been using Multi-Min for about 7 years. It's one of the most multi-use products that we have here on the farm. Bulls, cows, calves, weaning age cattle, just about everything on the place. If they go through the chute, they get a shot of it. The primary use that we started Multi-Min was in our donor program, in our embryo transplant program. I'd recommend Multi-Min to any producer in the cattle business. Here at Deer Valley, every animal that goes through the chute gets a dose of Multi-Min.
Dr. Dan here. Whether I'm driving up and down the roads covering the state of Kansas, or I'm getting between Riley and Manhattan for my job, I'm driving a Ford truck. I'd like you to come out and visit my friends here at Dick Edwards Ford. They have a truck that'll suit your needs, whether you're looking for power with a Power Stroke diesel, or if you're looking for fuel efficiency with the new EcoBoost engine, they got a truck that's just right for you. They're located 2 miles east of the Town Center Mall in Manhattan, Kansas, and they'll bend over backwards to help you. And I'll see you down the road.
Soil is the life of a farm, and for 25 years, SureCrop Liquid Crop Nutrition has helped growers produce abundant quality crops while preserving and improving the soils they steward. SureCrop offers complete soil and plant analysis with cropping recommendations, delivery direct to your on-farm storage, and quality crop nutrition custom blended for your field. Choose SureCrop for the assurance of excellence for your soil. Call today or visit their website for more information.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
Get ready for the Kicker Country Stampede presented by Verizon Wireless, starring Jason Aldean, Trace Atkins. 4 days of camping and country music at Country Stampede, Little Big Town. The Pistolantes featuring Ashley Monroe, Miranda Lambert, and Angelina Presley. Country Stampede. Take advantage of our current pricing. Use Easy Pay to split up your payments. Save money through April 30th with early bird pricing. More info at countrystampede.com.
American innovation is being driven in places you might not expect by people like Brent Hayek, an Oklahoma family farmer, who recently set a world land speed record in a Ford Super Duty pickup truck powered by renewable B20 biodiesel. Advanced performance is here, now, putting America on the fast track to more jobs and energy independence. Biodiesel, America's advanced biofuel.
This segment is brought to you by Brown Chevrolet Buick in Wamego, just a short drive down the Yellow Brick Road.
Guys, thanks for joining us this morning. What a great weekend to barbecue.
Oh, it's wonderful.
What do you like about coming to Osage City?
It's not far enough. It's not far away from home. You know, we live in Topeka, so it's a short 1 hour drive. And it's the first contest of the year. We've been not doing anything all year, and you know, since last contest last year, and this is our chance to spread our wings. And we were lucky 2 years ago, and we happened to win the tournament. So we keep coming back.
Maybe it'll be lucky for us again this weekend, and we'll see how things fall out. You know, we do the same thing every time. We cook all of our different meats the same way. Try to stay as consistent as much as possible, and just turn it in, and hopefully you get a good table of judges, and you get good scores, and that's what puts you at the top.
Now, this contest is a little bit different. They allow you to sell on Friday night. What do you enjoy about that aspect of this show?
Meeting the people. I mean, we get people from all over, not just Osage City. You get people come down from Topeka, up from Wichita, up in Emporia, and you know, we're people. Anybody in the barbecue industry or in these tournaments, they help each other. And so when these people come, we just want to be able to share our food, share our stories with them, tell them how we got our barbecue team name, and so it's just fun. I just like being around people.
I'm the same way. I just enjoy being out here and getting to know these guys. Some of these teams are just amazing. They travel all over the world, or all over the United States, and you compete against some pretty big boys out here. So we do about 7 of these contests a year and try to stay around the state of Kansas and maybe over to Missouri a little bit. But we really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun.
What's your specialty?
I think brisket. We've been doing a little bit better in chicken, but we like cooking brisket because I tell you what, it's the toughest meat to cook. If you haven't cooked it and you just go in and you try to cook, you'll mess it up more than you'll make it right. And we think we finally figured it out. And people like it. You know, come back later and we'll give you a sandwich if you want one. So.
What do you enjoy cooking?
I enjoy cooking, really I enjoy cooking all the 4 categories. You know, the brisket and the pork and the ribs and the chicken. I think I like the chicken the best. I mean, I don't know. I've always liked chicken, so I just like...
I know your wife does.
Yeah. But, you know, I think the chicken for us turns out really good too. So, you know, I think we struggle a little bit with pork every once in a while, but our ribs are always fairly decent, and brisket and our chicken.
Now, what's the one mistake that the home smoker always makes? Because, you know, he'll come here and he'll taste your brisket and go, holy crap, that's good.
Yeah.
He goes home and tries it. I mean, what's the one mistake that we make as just home barbecue guys always make?
Well, we've been, you know, I've been doing this for about 20 years and Mike's been doing it for 10 or so. And, you know, we made many mistakes up front. I think the biggest mistake is they don't take their time with a good cut of meat. Brisket will take you 10 to 12 hours if you're doing it low and slow, but you got to get the temperatures right. If you don't get the temperature right and get it to that threshold temperature where everything gets tender, that's where you mess up. Same thing with ribs. I mean, you know, backyard barbecuer, they'll take a rib and pull the bone out and they go, that's the best rib in the world. Well, really it's not. You got to be able to get it so when you bite it, the meat comes off and it tastes great, but it's not mush. And there's a fine line between good and mushy.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's the key to these contests, is being consistent and just finding your timeline that you stick with and getting the stuff done to the consistency it needs to be so that you'll impress the judges. Because, you know, you got 6 judges that taste your meat and the different categories of meat, and that's where your scores come from. So,
and if you don't wow them with those 6 pieces,
yeah, you're done.
You're done.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
This is the fast track to more jobs and America's energy independence. Advanced performance is here now. Biodiesel, America's advanced biofuel.
Tar Waters has what you need for all seasons for around the farm and home. Working, hunting, growing, feeding, snow removal, even fun for the kids. And a service department with experienced techs to help keep your equipment in top running condition. Tar Waters has a huge selection and the best prices. Tar Water Farm and Home, family owned and operated since 1978. They have what you need.
Go
Golf Week calls it the best course you can play in Kansas. But once you play, you'll want to stay. Go for it. Firekeeper Golf Course at Prairie Band Casino and Resort is just north of Topeka off Highway 75. Our stay and play package is worth the trip. Luxury hotel room, green fees, and golf cart for two, starting at just $169.
Prairie Band Casino and Resort. Go for it!
This segment is brought to you by Brown Chevrolet Buick in Wamego, just a short drive down the Yellow Brick Road.
Thanks for staying with us this morning. We're finishing up in Osage City at the Smoke in the Spring annual barbecue contest. We're joined by Mike Bone. Did I get that pronounced out right this time?
That's
all right.
correct.
We had a little technical difficulty you all don't know about, but we had some. Well, first of all, thanks for being on the show this morning.
Thank you.
You guys are close. Eskridge, not too far away.
No, just down the road for us here.
What do you like coming about? What do you like about coming to Osage City?
Oh, number one, it's close to us, and this is the 10th year for the Smoke in the Spring. Last year was our first year down here, and Corey Linton and the barbecue committee down here, they do an excellent job, and they bring in amazing competition and a lot of teams, and the payout's good, and it's just really neat for a small town to have something like this going on.
Well, a small team, second year in the competition, it can be expensive to do.
Oh, yeah.
Is it an expensive habit?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's probably the most expensive habit that I've got. Yeah. There's good days and bad days, so yeah, you take them in stride.
Yeah. Friday night's kind of different here at this competition. They allow you to kind of sell to the general public. Does that help kind of offset maybe some of the costs?
Oh, sometimes it does. Like I said, it's close to home for us, so I mean there's a lot of local people and stuff like that, and people that live around here. It's a good time for us to get our product out there and let them try it and see what we're all about and what we're capable of.
Do you cater also?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
We do.
What's the name of your catering business?
It's Dr. Bo's.
Oh, Dr.
Yep.
Bo's. Okay. I also see that you got a barbecue sauce behind us, which is not quite hit the market yet, but soon will be hitting the market here in the next week or so.
These are our test batches that we had done. There's a manufacturer in Kansas City, Kansas that's going to start making this for us, and just got our nutrition packs back from K-State and our barcodes and everything bought, and our labels should be done next week, and then just give them a call and they'll start producing it, and hopefully you'll see it quick.
I think that's awesome. Hey, the one question I always ask everybody, and I've asked one person this year already, is what's the difference between me as a backyard barbecuer and you as a competition barbecue guy?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it all goes hand in hand the way I see it. That's the way I started. I mean, I've always loved barbecue and smoked meats, and that's how I started, is just, you know, a small smoker and trying to cook one thing here and there and make it tender, which didn't happen most of the time, and have good flavor and stuff. But I don't know. I think once you think you get a method down, I think you want to go out and just see what other people are doing and put your product up against somebody else's, and at the end of the day see what the score is, just to kind of critique yourself and adjust your own methods of doing things, and hopefully win a little money in the process.
There you go. Someone wants to make a rub at home. What's a good place to start with a good dry rub?
I don't know. We use there's a lot of low salt rubs out there and low sodium type of stuff for the health conscious. We use a lot of salt, a lot of sugar, and then depends on your spices and how sweet you want it and how spicy you want it, and different peppers and for different colors and what's gonna put color in your meat. And I mean, it's endless. I mean, there's you can put anything in it and just whatever your preference
taste is. And what's your specialty?
You know, we really don't have one. We like to cook everything. We think everything's pretty good, actually. I mean, there's good days and bad days, and hopefully the weather cooperates. That always makes things easier. We do different stuff. We do a lollipop pork chop, which we take a center cut pork chop that's still got the baby back rib bone on it, and then we cure it like a ham before we smoke it, so it's a sweet and salty, you know, ham chop, basically, real lean. But those are usually a big hit. Not many people do that. So,
well, good luck to you. I hope you do very well. It's very nice to spend time with you. Thanks for spending time with me.
Thank you.
Closed captioning brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff Progress, powered by Kansas farmers.
We hope you've enjoyed today's program. We're here every morning, Monday through Friday. If you missed part of today's broadcast, you can see it on agaminkansas.com. Eric Atkinson here from K-State Research and Extension.